Right. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining me tonight. It's always such a pleasure. Okay. So last week we were working on waist exercises, right? We've done a lot of footwork. We're getting into our waist. I want to start moving our arms a lot. So today we're going to do a few warm-ups, but then I want to work on brush, knee, and push, which if you're in the advanced class and you're learning the long form with me, we've already done this, but we're going to do it in a different way where we're going to move back and forth to our stances within our space. We're not going to move forward, okay? So it's going to be a little bit different. So let's start with just warming up our waist first. So finding that comfortable position with your feet, shoulders width apart, slight bend, lift, and then turn from your center. So loosening our lower back and then letting our arms swing. So really try to feel that turning of your torso on an axis. So our hips are nice and stable, right? And we're using this horizontal turning method. So we're just turning on an axis. And this is what we're going to be using in our practice today. So we want to warm it up, feel nice and relaxed. Remembering that that movement comes from our waist, right? It starts in the legs, it goes through the waist, and then out to the arms and fingers. And so then we slowly ease off. And how does that happen? By the middle body slowing down. Nice and gentle. So we finally make our way back to center. Okay, let's work on some arm rotation to bring into our practice today, because brush, knee, and push can kind of be a challenging movement. Yep, arms out to the side. Remembering that we have this palm shape, right? So we're going to talk about this real quick because we have some new people. So remember, our palm shape is nice and relaxed. Space between our fingers. We're never touching. We're never super wide. It's like a gentle opening of our fingers. And we have like this cupping round shape, like you're holding a little ball. So we're not going to overextend. We're not going to be limp. It's like a gentle opening through the fingers. And if you can, we call this the lion's mouth. We want to try and open this point from your thumb to your pointer finger. This is actually a trigger point for headaches. So if you ever take your thumb and your pointer finger and squeeze on this area, you can actually have a release for headache. But if we open that joint during practice, we can also provide relief as well, okay? So nice, gentle opening through the fingers. We'll draw our palms out to the side. They sit up. It's like wave hands like clouds, but both arms together. So fingers point down, and we double ward off up. Now remember here, elbows point down and space, right? So we're out in front of our body. Now like two rainbows, we go up and out to the side, sit them up. Fingers point down, warding off up, rotate whole arm together. That's beautiful. So we don't see a lot of movement in our shoulders and elbows, but how can we relax, right? So we don't want to feel stiff. We want to feel light and airy through the upper body, but it's also like learning how to rotate within our joints. So this is where it comes kind of difficult. Okay, let's come into double ward off. Let's go the other way. So this is going to be more about our practice today. Swing the arms down, rotate them up. Now press down. So imagine using your forearms, swing, rotate. Now think from this point here, pressing down. Beautiful. Oh, that looks so nice. So this is a great exercise to gain that flexibility back in our shoulders, right? Using the rotation of the shoulders and elbows, and try to relax into it. Let's do one more. So we'll press down, and this time all the way down to the hips. And then we could say return to prepare, shake out the arms. I know that you feel this in the shoulders a lot, right? That's like the little bonus of Tai Chi that we don't realize, is this holding up our arms actually really works our shoulders. Okay, so today we're gonna work brush, knee, and push, right? This is one of the more basic kind of foundational exercises. So first, let's warm up with like water's wave. Let's feel that flow. Then we'll do looking up at the moon, and then we're going to touch on brush, knee, and push. I want you to feel the flow first. So checking in with your footwork, shoulders width, knees bent, lower back, waist relaxed down. Head lifting up, shoulders hang so that the fingertips brush. Remember, little piece of fruit puffing out the arms. Now we did a horizontal circle, right? What is like water's wave? So vertical circle, okay? So it's moving through our spine this way. So we rotate the palms, we lift them up, shoulders tighten, shoulders width. Then the upper arms go down, the forearms and the palms sit in front of your hips. So we inhale and lift up, exhale and push down. Now with the legs, inhale, standing up, move that wave through your body and then sink down. So we imagine legs, waist, arms out to the fingers and then sink back down. Nice. So we really want to feel this like a wave in the ocean. It's like gradually building and expands up and out, and then it sinks back down just so that I can continue to grow again, right? And what's our little mission here? Upper and lower body arrive together. So when our hands are in front of our hips, we stop sinking down. When the arms are up at the shoulders, we're standing up. So we're connecting mind, body, and breath. Nice. I see so much improvement over these weeks. It's amazing. Do two more. We're really coordinating everything now. It looks so good. Okay, sinking down. Last one, press down. And then stand up and we return to that original position. Yeah, I see some arms are floating now. That means that energy is flowing. That's great. Okay. Looking up at the moon, we rotate the arms, looking up, shoulders down, bend at the elbows, fingers point together, washing the palms down in front of the body. So remember, inhale, looking up, exhale, pressing down. And now same thing with the legs. Inhale, we're standing up. Exhale, sinking down. So remember, everything arrives together. It's a big arm circle and smaller leg movements. So how can we make it all arrive at the same time? The legs have to move nice and slow. We can also imagine gathering energy. So we can say gathering new energy in and letting it wash through the body. You can imagine it moving through the chakras. They come through the crown, the third eye, the throat, the heart, the dantian, all the way down to the root. Let's do one more. Remembering that this one ends just like the first one. So we sink down, and then as we stand up, the arms come to shoulder height and shoulder width. And then it's like water's wave, upper arms, forearms, palms, and then return to our original position. Okay, how are we feeling? Shake out the arms. Feeling good? All right. So let's talk about our bow stance for a second, because that's what we're going to be doing a lot of today, right? We're going to be using our legs, using our waist and our arms. We're going to combine everything together. So remember that when we do a bow stance, we always want two lines. So shoulders width apart. We can always start from our prepare position. That's why we call it prepare. All right, shift to your left. Turn and open your right foot and sink down. Remember, knees in line, so check, don't let it hang in. Feel the whole foot connected to the ground. Now step out, heel, ball of foot toes, bend the knee just a little bit. Now push that weight forward, bend the front knee, 60% and 40. Okay, shift back. Can you pick up? Step in, but this time step your foot to the corner. So left foot to the corner. Relax the right foot. Step out, heel, ball of foot toes. Shift forward, bow stance. Nice. Shift back. Can you pick up? This is the key. Don't drag. Step in. shift, don't stand up, step out, move forward. Okay, move back, don't stand up, nice and level, right? This is the hard part. Okay, now let's talk waist turning. Shift back, pick up, step, we're gonna turn our torso to your right, step out, shift and turn the torso to straight. Shift back, we can keep the torso straight. Pick up, shift and turn. Sink, step out, turning straight. So we had our arms up. We shift back, step in, turning, step out, move forward and turn. Nice, shift back, pick up, turn, step, and turn forward. So you should notice that once we step, we're turning our torso to that corner and stepping out. And then when we finish our bow stance, we're going to have straight. And then we shift back. Step, turning to that side corner, back corner, and then move forward. Okay, how do we do? Looks good on my end. How are the legs feeling? Grab a drink of water. Yeah, it's a good thing. Okay, this is a lot of movement today. All right, we've had some requests for a little bit more movement, especially in our evening class. So we're gonna try to accommodate everyone. All right, remember, your feedback after class is what helps design them. I encourage you to take that few seconds after class and leave a message. All right, so how do we combine upper and lower halves? Okay, we're going to work on brush, knee, and push, remembering that the push is actually a strike. So we worked on our arm circles already. We're going to do a little bit more of this. We've done a little bit in our other class on Mondays, but for this class, it's a little bit different. So taking your left arm, we're going to imagine this is a martial arts movement because it is, okay? We're imagining that someone is punching towards your center line, okay? So that punch is coming to your chest. You're going to connect out with the forearm center, and you're going to swing it away, okay? Yes, see that torso turn? That was key. So it's not just arm, okay? This is that turning to corner that we just did. So no matter what side it's on, if it's your right arm, connect, swing it away. Okay, so from the front, connect, swing it away, switching from side to side. Imagine punch is coming in, connect down and swing it to the side. Now, why do you have to turn the torso? Imagine if you just connected here and you tried to swing an arm away. It's not going to go very far, right? You're not going to have the power. It's going to swing and it's going to come down and hit you in the hip, okay? But if you turn your torso, that arm is moving and you've lessened the amount of target you have for your torso. And you're using and controlling the amount of power through your waist. So we want to imagine that we connect down and we swing it to the side and away. And when we swing it to the side and away, we end up with our palm sitting up, okay? This is the second part of the movement. Connect, swing it down, sit up the palm. Why? We have a counterattack. We're going to come into our shoulder and then directly out for our strike. So we can imagine, swing it down, sit up the palm, prepare for the strike, and then move the torso to straight and strike directly from your shoulder. So it's the same on both sides. Connecting down, swings, sit up the palm, come into the shoulder and straight out. So again, right arm, swing it down, sit up the palm, come to the shoulder and then strike. So remembering that when we're doing this movement, we're starting from straight, we're turning to the corner, and then we're going back to straight. But we also want to talk about our gait, okay? And we're only doing one arm right now. This is a 2-arm circle that you're going to see in just a moment. but I want to work on one arm at a time so that we can really burn this in. But let's talk about the gaze, okay? So the gaze follows the main arm, which right now is our connection and our swing down and sit it up, okay? So you're gonna follow your left arm as you connect down and sit up the palm. Then we're gonna start looking forward and connect out, okay? So we wanna think, what's our purpose, the martial arts meaning? That's where we should be looking. So we connect down and we sit up the palm. Then we're going to turn and look forward because we need to know where we're striking. Okay. So connect, swing it away, sit up the palm, come back, and then strike. Nice. Other side, right arm. Swing, sit up the palm, come to the shoulder, and strike. Okay. How do we feel? All right. So now is where it gets tricky because we're going to add the second arm. Okay. So let's talk about what that arm is doing first. Remember in the beginning of class, we did our double arm circles. Okay. We did them both ways. I want you to think of the second one where we press down. This is the meaning we're using. Okay. You might not be here for martial arts, but it's part of the form. It's part of understanding why we move the way we move. Okay, so I just want to keep telling you, even if you don't want to hear it, because it's so important as to why our body is coming with our hand to our shoulder and then straight out. Okay, this is all has a meaning. So right now, we did our swing and sit it up. But if we swing this arm and we take that punch to the side, what prevents that person from taking that arm and striking us from a different direction, right? That's where the other arm comes into play. And we're going to take, say, the left arm, we're going to come up and press down. So we're imagining this time using this portion of the arm to press down, and you're actually connecting to your opponent's arm here. So you're going to press and connect. Yes. So you can imagine you're swinging it down, but then you're reconnecting. Yes, that was it. Okay. So we swing it down and we reconnect. Yes. Swing, reconnect. That was beautiful. Okay. So now let's try the other side. So it's the same thing. Right arm comes up and goes down. Again, center of the forearm goes up and connects down. Do you notice the elbow turn just like in our warm-ups, right? Same circle. Nice. Okay. From here, swing it down and away and reconnect. That's it. So swing it down and away and reconnect. Now I want you to hold for 1 second. I'm going to turn. When we're here, I want you to be aware of how much space is between your body. So if we're connecting to a punch again, right? Their fist is over here and you're connecting. Don't you want as much space as possible, right? So we don't want to come in here. When we swing and connect, we don't want to be close, okay? We want to keep it out in front to have that space. So if I turn to this side so you can see, if I swing and sit it up, you see this part, right? So it's swing and sit it up. Hello, welcome. Now reconnect. So I'm out, large frame, or swing and connect. Okay, so the difference of swing and connect out to the front or swing and connect close in, right? We want to be large frame. Yang style is large frame. We started with a small frame, we went to medium, and it has been large frame for many, many, many years now, okay? One of the reasons with this movement is you can imagine if someone's punching towards you, you want to keep that out here, right? We want to keep that out and away from us. We want to give them less chance of coming towards our body versus having the arm closer in, right? So if we're connecting out here, there's this giant space here versus connecting in here and it's like, whoa, right? Somebody could really kind of hit you when they get that close. You're not giving yourself that space. You want that space out in front, okay? So let's try it on the other side. Remember, we're doing connect down and keeping it wide, okay? So right arm's up, swing, reconnect. Nice. Okay. Swing and connect. How's your space? Do we have that space? All right. One more. Swing and connect. Now we know if we drop our left arm that our right arm comes in and out, right? So what is our left arm going to do? We call it brush knee. It's going to brush out and then come down. And when we're in a bow stance, it's actually more by your knee. But right now we're just standing, so it's going to be more by your thigh, okay? So it's a brushing and a gradual circle down. So we don't want to make it like a 1, 2. Think like ski slope again, sinking down. Now it might be like a little bit higher and then gradual, but it's for visual purposes within our videos, right? It's easier to see if I go like this. I want it more like this than if it was like 1, 2. Okay, it's somewhere in between, but it's hard to see on video. So I want you to think more like this than out in front and back and down. Okay, just gradual. And it's the same thing on the other side. So if we do it with the right arm, again, it's a gradual slope coming down. So it's not going to be out and then back. We're kind of gradually moving down. Okay. The meaning here, grabbing your opponent and then pulling them into your strike, okay, is one of the meanings. The other meaning when we bring it into our legs is stepping so your opponent is within this area here and you come to their torso area here and then send them over your legs. So then they end up like flying backwards to the side, okay? Which is a really good tactic, right? Because our legs are so strong. So we want to use them to our advantage. All right, so let's do it again. Left arm up, swing, reconnect. Open up, hand to the shoulder and strike. Okay, do it again. Swing, reconnect, open, strike. Okay, 2 more. Swing, connect, open, and strike. 1 more. Swing down, connect, open, strike. Yes. Okay, let's do the other side, right? Right arm. This arm, if you're doing the other class with me, should feel better. Okay, this one should feel more natural. Okay, swing, reconnect. Here's our checkpoint. Open, and then pull them into the strike. Swing, reconnect, open, and strike. Nice turning. Swing, connect, open, strike. Last one. Swing, connect, open, and strike. Okay, the arms burning, shake them out. Okay, it's a lot of arm movement, right? This is like a really big workout for our upper body today. This is really good. Okay, do we have any questions on the arm movements? All right, let me show you. So just watch for a moment how we're going to link this to that exercise that we just did with the footwork. Okay, so we're starting in that prepare. So we're going to swing and we're going to sink down and step out. And then we're going to open up and strike. Okay, this is from the form. We're going to lift the arm up and we're going to swing down and step, open, and strike. So we're just going to keep turning from side to side and we're going to connect these movements. I know from if you do the form, this is going to feel a little bit different. Okay, it might be a little bit harder for you. It might be a little bit easier. It just depends. Every person's different in terms of how this connects, okay? So let's talk about the arms for just a moment, and then we're gonna break it down nice and slow. So left arm's out, swing, reconnect, brush knee, and strike. So now a little bit, we're gonna circle because we're gonna go to the other side. So the right arm swings down and we press down. then we open and strike. Then the left arm swings down. It has to go up first to go down. Connect, open, and strike. Now the right arm has to go down, so it's got to come up a little, and then it goes down. Then we open and strike. So remembering in true Tai Chi fashion, one's going up, one's going down, one's going forward, one's going back. We can't go from down to swing, right? So when we're here, we can't just say, oh, we're going down to swing. Tai Chi, right? Yin and yang. They balanced it. So we're going to go up first and then go down. Okay. Same thing on the other side. We're going to go up first a little bit to then go down. All right. So if you can kind of think, we all know what that yin yang symbol is, right? A little bit of black within the white, that perfect little circle. Okay. This is that. Okay. We have to go a little bit one way, then we can do a big circle the other. All right. Now let's try to put it together. Remembering that our checkpoint is when our leg is stepped out, we have our arms in that back position. Okay, so this is our checkpoint. We're going to do it nice and slow a couple of times, and then I want you to just let go, feel the flow, and just relax. Okay, so we start in our safe prepare. Okay, we always start check in. How's our legs, our waist, lower back, shoulders, head, right? Okay, now shift to your left. Open up your right foot, right arm comes up. It's gonna swing down as you sink and you step. Perfect. Now, weight moving forward, we brush knee, and then we finish moving the weight forward and we strike. So now as we shift our weight back, the arm comes up. We're going to step. We're going to swing down, connect, open up, and strike. So let's do our checkpoints. We're shifting back, we step in, and we're in this in-between position. We sink down and step. Now hold for a second. Right palm is sitting up. Left arm's in that ski slope, right? It's rounded, not too bent, rounded and reaching out. Now, open up, hands in front of the shoulder. How's your chest and your weight? Do you still have space to move forward? Is your torso still slightly open to the corner? So that from here, we can move weight forward, finish our turn, and strike with our palm. Nice. Remembering here, it's easy to overturn. So we want to be aware of that and try to rein it in and really go to straight. Okay. Weight moves back, arm comes up. We step in. Swing down the arm and step out. Okay. Left palm sitting up, right arm's in that ski slope. All right. Open up, hand in front of the shoulder. Check. Where's your weight? We're about 50-50 here. Okay. Chest is still open. Then finish that strike. Nice. Okay. Shift back and step in. We'll do two more. Swing, connect, out, and check. Sitting up the right palm, the left arm's rounded. Open up and strike. Okay. Check. Palms at the shoulder. This one's sitting like you're sitting on a table. Okay. Shift back, lift it up. Step in, swing, reconnect, check. Left palm sitting up, right arm's rounded. Open up and strike. So the thing about this is you can lift the arm up, step back. You could step straight actually. Both arms go down, circle, reconnect. Guess what? Like water's wave. And then we return. Okay? All right, grab a drink, take a moment, shake out. Okay, this is a lot of arm work. I know it. Okay. Nice. So the question is where are we getting hung up? Okay, where do we have questions? Because this is a difficult movement. I want you to understand that, to not feel like, oh, I'm not getting this right away. There's a lot of big circles happening here. So where is it that you're having an issue? That's where I want to help you. All right, then. Who am I spotlighting to give us the walkthrough if we're all perfect? Who's volunteering? I gotta teach you. How are you feeling though?
So when you say open up, that's like where you mean when open up means turn forward, or what are you opening when you say open up? That's
okay. So we swing down. We're gonna connect. When I say open, it's opening your arm. So it's taking that say right arm in this instance and opening out in front. Okay. So this is what we can like imagine opening. So because the torso turns open, the arm is kind of, we say sweeping off a table. This is how it would feel if you're like clearing off a table, right? You like had like a big pile and you were just like, I want it gone. Yeah, that's what this should feel like, clearing off that table. It's opening up space, okay, essentially. Okay, that's what you can imagine is opening up space, clearing away, and then just like let it hang down by your knee, okay? So remembering the name is called brush, knee, and push. You can think open and clear, and then let it hang out by your knee. Good question. See? All right, anyone else? This is what happens when I threaten to put you on camera. Okay? Because I know it's hard, okay? I know sometimes you are thinking that maybe you're the only one with the question, but I guarantee you that question helps somebody else here. Okay, I guarantee it, because these are things that we say after years of practice. So sometimes those things feel very new and we don't quite, we could word them in a different way, I should say. Okay, instead of saying open, I can say clearing off the table, or I could say we're like say brushing our opponent away, right? So we're opening them up. And why? So that we can either pull them into our strike, or we're brushing them over our knee, right? So remembering that that whole meaning is taking someone over your knee. So if you can imagine, if you look from this side, somebody would be here within this space, right? And I'm connecting them and they're standing right here. So I'm literally going to take them and you send them over your knee. And that's why it's brush knee. And then this is our push or our strike, okay? A lot of movements have two meanings. We want to really get our connection out of this and our reconnect, but then we really want to understand why this is such a big, open, large movement. Why it's not just like, right? Why we're not just doing this versus, okay? Big, large frame. What other questions do we have? More practice? All right. I love it. All right. Practice is key in Tai Chi. You know your mission, right? 5 minutes a day. That's right. That's all it takes. Okay. Always checking. How's your prepared, right? How are we starting? Are we bringing this into our daily life? That's a big question too, right? Are we retraining our bodies? Okay. Let's lift the arms up. Left arm's going to swing down. We're going to shift and open up that left foot. Swing it down, sit up the palm and step. Now this is our brush off the table and then strike with the palm. Okay, sitting back, we lift the arm up so we can step in, swing down, reconnect, check. Here, something we didn't talk about yet. Our fingertips are pointing to the center of our forearm. That's going to give us that rounded feeling, okay? So we're not like bent in, pointing to our upper arm. We're rounded, pointing to the center of that forearm. Now from here, open, up, now check. We have that big opening. Is your right palm sitting up? It's prepared for strike. Perfect. Then strike. Shift back and step. Swing down, reconnect. Brush off that table or push your opponent over your knee. And then if that doesn't work, you strike. So maybe in this movement, we might be striking down, right? Because if we try and this doesn't work, well, our opponent's kind of going to be right in this weird wonky space. So maybe then we're going to be striking down towards their abdomen. But for form purpose, we strike in line for the best power. Okay. I want to talk about one more thing before we move on. We keep practicing. Remembering we were talking about gaze, right? So our gaze was following our lead arm, the arm that's doing the martial arts meaning. So we're looking and we're looking to this area because now we've reconnected. Okay, so we look and we're reconnected. Now we're looking forward and then staying forward. Okay, so think looking to the forearm and then to the next forearm. Then we're looking to the front because that's where our opponent's going to be. Okay. Next thing I want to talk about. When we're in this position, do you notice that the torso is slightly leaned forward? Okay. So my hip is over my heel, but we're still leaning slightly into the front leg. So it's the difference of if your leg is locked out and you're sitting up, then this is like 90% of the weight is here. And your leg's really going to be burning. Your joint's going to feel stiff. We want to bend into the knee. We want to lean into that front leg like we've connected to the ground. And then we want to keep that lean as we go into the movement. So the final posture on both sides should have one line from the heel through the hip all the way out to the head. And we have a nice lean versus now, if you sit up like this, you're going to feel a lovely pinching in your lower back that we want to avoid in every way. So we want to think as if we were pushing something heavy, we would lean into that push, except we have our hand. The same hand goes with the same knee that's forward. Does that make sense? That is very important, okay? This is something, especially if we have any sort of lower back issues. We have sciatica, okay? This is really important, okay? Our hips hold a lot of the key to our lower back, okay? So when we are sitting in our postures, when we are sitting in one leg, we don't want to kick our hips out to the side, okay? We don't want to kick the hip out to the other side, okay? We really want to try to find center. So we have these two lines, right, with our feet. We want to find center. And of course, as we shift back, we're going to be moving diagonally back and diagonally forward. We're not like moving like this, okay? It's still a slight diagonal because the weight's going to your back leg and it's going to your front leg. But it's the difference of having sitting straight up and having your hip tilted out to the side and then sitting straight up and pinching the lower back versus leaning into it, keeping your hips level here and then keeping them level as you move forward. So feeling stability through the hips as if we were sitting in a chair. Okay, does that make sense? Because this is going to help. It's going to hurt your legs in the beginning. All right. It's going to cause your legs to shake. It's going to cause your legs to be sore after class, but it's going to help in the long term. Okay. So now that we have all these tidbits, let's try to put it together. Starting in that prepare stance. Okay. We'll start on the other side this time. So we'll lift that right arm up. We shift it. We're swinging it down. Swing down, reconnect, and we've stepped. brush, knee, and strike. Check, are your hips level? Are you leaning? There we go. Shift back, step in, swing, reconnect, brush, knee, and strike. Let's do a couple more. Feel level. It's just like don't stand up, right? But we're still leaning a little bit as we step. We lean into it as we brush, knee, and strike. Shift back, swing, open or brush, and strike. Now let's do two more. Lift, step, swing, reconnect, brush off that table, hand to the shoulder for a straight line in that strike. Okay, last one. Step, swing, reconnect, brush off the table, and strike. Okay, remember we lift up, step back, shift, realign, both arms come out in front, and we go down. And we return. Very nice. All right, that is a lot to work on this week. I know you guys can handle it. If anything, just work on the bow stance or just work on the arms. Don't feel like you have to put them together, right? Either one in and of itself is a great exercise to practice. Okay, any questions before we close class? All right. Have a great night, everyone, and I hope to see you later this week. Thank you for joining me. Thank you.
Thank you. Everybody, good night. See you on Friday.